try!
Firstly, congratulations to Australia. They deserve the win, and hopefully they kick on and have a great Northern tour, but certainly deserve tonight's win. They were a better side than us. Second thing I want to say is thanks to our old mate down the end here. It's his last game, and he's been a wonderful servant to New Zealand rugby, particularly the All Blacks, and a special man to coach with. We've all learned a lot, and no doubt we'll miss him a lot. Not just as a rugby coach though, but as a man also. So, thanks, Smithy.
Questions? Steady improvement from the Wallabies over the course of the season. What did they do better tonight in comparison to those first couple of games?
Oh, they took their opportunities. Like we gave them another intercept try, so we gave them a 7-point start this time, but they didn't blow in any of the opportunities they had. Like, they worked hard and put us under pressure as well, and prevented us taking out. So they'll be happy with themselves.
A lot of penalties tonight. Was that ill discipline on the All Blacks' part, or was that pressure by the Wallabies?
Well, if there's a lot of penalties both ways, and I guess when it's against your own side, it's got to be ill discipline, doesn't it? Because you've offsides, I think 3 or 4 times, but you take all of that on face value until you look at the video and just make sure that the ref got it right. Problem is, you can't go back and play it if he didn't. So that's what a review's about, and we'll do that. We'll go back and review our game and look at the things we need to work on, and we'll fix them. That's what we've done over the history of our time as a team, and we'll do it again. The sun will come up tomorrow.
Kieran, defensively, was that one of the tougher games that you've been involved in? You seem to be some pretty decent shots being thrown in the wing.
Yeah, I guess the conditions dictated that. It was, I think both sides wanted to come out and be physical, and the Wallabies certainly probably got it over us in the first half a bit physically through their carries, and probably the disappointing thing for us, when we did make a physical shot, which a few of them, we couldn't quite back it up with a turnover or something like that. A few times, we put a good shot in, and then next one we gave away a penalty or let them get over the advantage line. So we'll look at that. But yeah, it's a physical game.
There's a few things I put my finger on, but we won't talk about them here. We'll talk about them when we're sitting around the video footage and as a team. But if your team doesn't click between the forwards and their backs, which we didn't tonight, I think we really struggled. Apart from the first time, first line out, we struck pretty well, and Wise went through. After that, we really did struggle. Now, some of that is the ball we're presenting, some of that is the decisions we're making, and some of that is the pressure from Australia. So there's no point pointing fingers at anybody. We'll have a good look at it on the tape and find out exactly what was wrong and get on with fixing it.
Do you think part of that, as you say, was that sustained defensive pressure from Australia? Was that better tonight than it was in Dunedin and obviously Sydney?
Well, Australia played well, but the decision making is about making decisions on what you see and what's happening around you, and we probably didn't do that well, if I was being honest.
Did you overdo the niggle tonight, Steve?
Well, I didn't see a lot of niggle.
What about some of those hits off the ball there around the ruck, and clean out a couple of times, penalised? Is that just a lapse in concentration?
Have you got rose and coloured glasses? You only see the hits from one side.
Well, there's plenty coming from the Wallabies as well.
Well, there you go. That's the game. That's the game of rugby at the moment. Doesn't matter what game you watch, those hits around the rucks are happening all the time. And every week you talk to people about getting it fixed, and happens. So people have to make decisions, split-second decisions, and sometimes they get them wrong. So it ends up in a collision. And when you've got a big guy 120 k's colliding with another guy, it's going to hurt. That's why I gave up.
Ian, can you give us your assessment on Bledisloe's performance tonight, please?
Yeah, look, he
look, he's been desperate to have a game, have a start. He's played well for us this year. He probably didn't take, like Steve said, we weren't that smooth from set piece through to the backs, and that combination, it just didn't flow in the conditions. So it was a tough day to be a 10. I think the Wallabies struggled a little bit in that area too. There's a lot of ball being knocked on and a lot of tight runners, and it probably wasn't a game that comes naturally to Lima, but he'll certainly learn from it.
You gonna miss this one?
What's that, sorry?
Miss this?
I'll miss it. I'll miss the people, miss the players. There's always doom and gloom when you lose a test match. We've lost a few in the past, but you can't criticise the effort. That was a tough test match. Aussie played well. Our boys put in a lot of physical effort as well, so you've got to be proud of them, and can't wait to see them. I'll park the motorhome up somewhere. I've got my Sky card, stick it in the TV and watch the next few games on tour.
You reckon you're going to get a phone call at some point? You reckon you've convinced him this time that you're definitely out, or is
No, I'm
fella in the middle
out. I'm out. I'm an old dog. I'm out. But there's a great young guy coming in actually, and Scott McLeod, who's brings some freshness and just some new stuff, and he's on top of his game. I like what I see from him, and I think it'll be good.
Kieran, you guys don't lose too many test matches, I think, and it's funny when it's got help with the India tour,
Yeah, it's a funny one. Look, we don't come here to lose. I think what we do is, we prepare to turn up and perform, and as the coaches have said, we'll have to learn from it. The reality is the losses hurt a lot more than the wins, and hopefully the microscope from an individual point of view will be a bit stronger, and the boys will learn from that. So, really keen, I guess. We've got a few days at home, which I'm sure the boys will use wisely. But the trip up north will certainly be, going through the lads' heads what our last performance was like, and hopefully that creates a bit of edge for us. It's an exciting tour, so a lot of opportunities, a lot of, for our guys in different games, so it'll be good.
Steve, I'm sure you won't tip your hat just yet on that Northern Tour squad, but did tonight's game clear up anything for you, any position battles?
No, I probably could have told you the touring squad before tonight, and it hasn't changed. So, like as Rito and Smithy have just said, the attitude and the effort that went in was fantastic. And when you look at the people that aren't here and the people that are here, what a great opportunity for this team to grow and learn. And the wheels on the bus keep going round, and 2 weeks' time we have to play another game, and we'll take those learnings and we'll use the hurt that's here to grow. And there's a lot of guys, that's probably the first loss they've had in the All Black jersey. So it's an experience that you don't just wash away. You take the time to observe it and absorb it, and you'll learn the lessons from it, and there'll be some real good lessons to be learned. So if we do that, we do it well, then we'll become a better team for it, and then the other guys will come back at some point, and we've got a bigger depth, bigger squad, and we'll be able to carry on our merry way, hopefully.
Kieran, on the field, where are you seeing the Wallabies improve to bridge the gap between the two sides?
Look, tonight it came down to, I guess, the opportunities they took. It was a physical game. It was a game where, we let them in for our ill discipline potentially, and they won the territory. So they took that moment, and then from that they scored maybe 2 or 3 tries, didn't they? So really that was the difference. They took theirs, we didn't take ours, and so that shows a sign of a pretty good side, and they're doing it at the moment.
Steve, you're embarking on an interesting European tour, because this time you have a very difficult week where you play 2 games in France and 1 test in Scotland. How do you approach that? How do you approach that challenge?
One game at a time.
Yes.
And obviously, without letting out too much of what we're going to do with our squad, you won't want too many people playing Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday. So we'll be taking a decent sized squad. We'll be looking to be smart about how we prepare both for the French game, the second game in Lyon, and then of course the third game. So it'll require quite a bit of work from the staff and some good planning, and we think we've got a lot of that in place already. So as long as we're flexible in our thinking along the way, we should be fine.
And what do you expect from the French team, with your knowledge of French rugby?
Look, the French on their day can beat anybody, and they've got some real talented athletes. They're looking to grow how they play their game rather than just be combative. They also want to go back to their old style of moving the ball. So I'm expecting them to be combative and free flowing. So we'll have to be on our top performance to deal with that.
Last couple of questions. Sorry, Kim. Yeah, down the back, and then we'll have one more.
Just your assessment of Sonny Bill's game, and can you tell us what was his kind of attitude going into this? Do you feel like he had a bit of a point to prove after some of the criticism he's got today?
Well, his attitude's the same as it was for every game. How did he play? He was outstanding. I keep trying to tell you that he's not a bad footy player, but now maybe you've seen it. So some of you negative Sonny Bill people might write something positive about it. But if you can't, don't worry about it. He's okay. He's not finding it too much of a problem. Like I've said to you right from day one, this team gets scrutinised probably more than any other New Zealand team. They're put under pressure, and there's always going to be people that like you or don't like you, and really you can't allow that to affect your performance. And he showed tonight that he's got the mental fortitude to be able to not be affected by it. Because I thought he had an outstanding game.
Yeah, question for you, Wayne, is concerning the collision and the changes that have gone about since the time that you've been in the All Blacks. Do you think the collision is getting such an intensity that it's getting dangerous?
Well, when I played, I used the spider web technique to tackle. Just sort of drape myself over people. Can't get away with that today. Game's changed totally. Bigger athletes, faster athletes, more specialist coaches. I'm probably haven't been a real specialist defensive coach for all my career. I've had to learn a lot about the biomechanics involved in it. It's reasonably complex, but there's a lot of good coaching going on in attack and defence around the world, and the power generated through hits is massive.
We saw Simmons get injured tonight. Kane Haynes went out for HIA. Is he okay?
He failed the test, but he's okay. He's pretty good.
And I think Simmons was a head clash, wasn't he?
Yeah, Simmons was a head clash.
That can happen any time.
Any last questions, or are we done or done? That's us. Thank you. We'll have a couple of players in after the